Thanks for clicking on my video, and I came in today to find out if you've heard the latest on some stories that are out there in the entertainment world. But before I get started, I just wanted to tell everyone who gave me warm wishes to get better and feel better that I appreciate your concern. I'm still not 100, but I'm doing my best, and here I am. I think some of you heard that weakness in my voice yesterday, and it was so sweet, all the responses and the inboxing or whatever it is that you guys do, sending me emails just wishing me well. So I'm on the mend. I'm trying my best, taking care of myself. But let's get to the entertainment news. So I wanted to know if you guys heard that Brandy fell unconscious on a flight. You know, she was on a Delta flight. They were still on the runway, and Brandy, I guess, passed out. Now, what they did, Delta called, the paramedics to the runway, took her off the plane, and they said they worked on her right there on the runway, and she did come back into consciousness. Now, what the explanation is that they said that Brandy has been traveling nonstop the last 10 days, hopping on flight after flight, trying to tour and all of that. And I guess it was too much for her. They said the night before she had stayed up in the studio working, and then right after that went and caught a plane at 7 a.m. And I guess it was just too much for little old Brandy. And the reason why I call Brandy little old Brandy, I know that Brandy is 38 years old, but it seems like just yesterday she was that little girl with those braids in her hair, sitting up in her room and singing her songs. So I hope Brandy is, gonna be okay, because they didn't explain anything other than that she was just worn out from everything that was going on in her life. I think sometimes when these celebrities are out touring and all of that, maybe they're not eating right, getting the proper rest, and I guess Sister Girl just said, you know what, I can't do it. I'm about to fall out right here before they take off on this plane. They got her some help, and they said that she's home resting, and she's gonna take a few days off. I don't know what it's like to work till you damn near pass out. I'm not that kind of person, because after a while, y'all, I would have told them, look, I need to get me some rest. Y'all gonna have to give me a couple of days in between, these flights, to just chill for a second. You know how it is when you've been running all week and it's finally, Saturday, and you get to sleep in, and you wake up and you just do your little morning shower and all that, but you just chill for the rest of the day. I think these celebrities need to remember that they're not superhuman, and they need to rest just like the rest of us. But when you're to the point where you're passing out and stuff, that's very concerning. That's your body telling you it's time to chill. So what do you guys think? Because couple weeks ago, was it, they had a rumor out that she may have been pregnant. Do you think that she is, and maybe she's not ready to announce? Or do you think this is just simply a matter of little sister Brandy kicking it for too long, and her body just said, that's it, I'm done? Let me know down in the comments, and on to the next story. This next story up, y'all, is about T.I. and Tiny. I've been watching this whole drama play out with them. What he said, what she said, what he did, what she did. And when I did this story, I didn't want to get into the sad details of everything. What I wanted to talk about is a young couple that got together because they cared about each other and built this life together and loved each other and had fun together and who supported each other. And then life started happening and they started drifting away. That's what I wanted to talk about. Because once upon a time, let's remember, these two loved each other. They simply loved each other. And when you watch all of these things that are happening on both sides, and this one did this to this one, and that one did that to this one, you know what, y'all? It's really sad. I know what it's like to meet someone when you're young and you're so full of, that love and passion, and you're running towards each other and you can't be without each other, and you're young and it's just fun. And then you get together, get married, start having babies, and then life starts happening. You start growing up. You got together so young that you didn't understand what it was to make a marriage work through good times, through bad times, through ups and downs. Now, I've been reading a lot of people that said that when T.I. was going through his troubles, how Tiny supported him. And I've been hearing, you know, things about what he did and what he said to her and all of that. And the bottom line is, y'all, I feel sad for them. You know, Forget all of the stuff that happened. Remember that they used to love each other. And it's sad that they couldn't go back. Find that love that they once had for each other and try to work through all of the problems. Because you know what, y'all? Marriage and relationships and all of that, we all know it's hard work. Once you get past that honeymoon period and you're into the day-to-day life of being married or being in a long-term relationship, you got a lot of outside factors, babies, kids, jobs, careers, tugging at you. And in their case, they were celebrities. You know, Already when you're young and you have a guy, temptation is out there. And I didn't understand what it was like for a young man to ignore temptation until I had a son myself, until I watched him interact in the world. And I understood that people, when they're young, both men and women, need to sow their wild oats. Once I got older and I look back at my little young relationship and I realized what it was, I said, you know what? We got together so young that neither one of us got a chance to be adults out there sowing our wild oats and having fun out in the world before we got into a committed relationship. And I started to say, you know what? At the time, I didn't know how to really be a wife or a committed partner to him. I learned on the job, and the same with him. Now, I'm not giving either one of them a pass for anything that they did in the relationship. What I'm saying is, when you're young, when you're that young and you get together, you're learning on the job. You haven't been out in the world long enough to understand, to really truly understand what it takes to maintain a relationship like that. And then when trouble starts to happen, you kind of turn away from each other and you forget that you once loved each other, and you forget how to fight for that love. You know, I think this whole situation with them, it is over. There is a time when you have to just call it quits. I remember when I was in my young relationship and, we had been together 17 years, and it came a day where I just said, you know what? I love this man and I think he loves me, but we are not right for each other. You know, He's not a bad person, but he's not good for me. And for my sanity, for my peace, I have to let this go. And I think that's where they are. You know, I don't like to watch them on television tearing each other apart. I don't like to read all of the things that, are out here on social media that they said about each other. Because what I remember of these two, it's just a young couple that were crazy about each other. you know, and it's sad that it had to end this way. And I hope, I hope that because they have these kids, they can part from each other for a few years, repair any damage that was done during their relationship, and that they can find some type of peace with with, with each other and be friends later on. Because once upon a time, they did have something special. But I think that they have attacked each other and bruised each other to the point right now that, yeah, they should be apart. That is truly, what I believe. But I just find it sad. And with that, y'all, this is the end of the video. I want to know, you know, what do you think of T.I. and Tiny? I know that at this point that it's over, but do you guys remember when they first got together, you know, and they truly cared about each other? I know that there were all those rumors of cheating and women popping in and out of the woodworks, and the whole thing with Tiny and Floyd Mayweather. I can't remember his name right now, y'all. Hope I got it right. But all that outside stuff was a distraction from what was truly special between those two. And they let outside influences tear apart what they once had. I guess that's what I'm saying. And I want to know, what do you guys think of it? I know we are all at the point where we believe they should be apart. But do you hope that one day they can find it within themselves to at least be friendly and cordial to each other? Because they do have those kids. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And with that, everyone, this is the end of the video. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great weekend now. Bye-bye.